Hey guys, welcome to another Mully video guide. Today we're going to be doing it on top lane Jax. Jax is probably one of my favorite champions. He's just really strong. I started playing him in the jungle, but then once I started playing top some, I was just like, hey, I liked him in the jungle, let's play him top, and he's, phenomenal there as well. And most people consider him pretty OP right now, even after he just got nerfed. But yeah, he's a really fun champion to play, does a lot of damage. And yeah, he's just a lot of fun. So I like to start boost 3 pots on Jax. Cloth 5 is also a pretty viable option, but I just like boots better. It's just personal preference. You can really do either one. I'm either going up against Cho'Gath or Wukong this game. I'm not 100% positive. They kind of got like a weird team comp here, but hopefully they're not both top, because if they're both top, then I don't know what's going to happen, but for now this is what's going to happen. So right now we're going to, when you are top on this side, you always want to help with wolves in blue. For your junglers, they take less damage and whatnot. And sometimes it makes you a little late to lane, but the advantage it gives your jungler is more important, because then that's the sooner they can come gank your lane. So I usually like to get Counter Strike at level 1. it's good for invades, it's good in lane, it's just a safe overall pick. Sometimes you can get Leap Strike first, so you can jump away, but I like to get Counter Strike. So we're going to help out with wolves there, let him finish those off. And then we're going to help him leash blue, do some good damage, and then go on to top lane. He used smite early, which is kind of dumb, because the whole reason for me helping him is so he doesn't have to smite. But he did it, so it's whatever. It's Nunu. He can do that, I guess, since he has consume. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be going up against Cho'Gath, which is fine.
Here's to you, kid.
It's going to be a pretty tough lane, but I think we'll be alright. So he's going to push it to me early, which is fine. This is probably just going to end up being a farm lane, which I apologize for in advance. But it's Cho'Gath. He's pretty tough to kill.
Bring it on. Ready for battle.
So yeah, early game Jax is his weakest point, because you really can't do much without your abilities. So we're just gonna try and farm under tower the best we can.
Here's to you, kid.
Alright, so we got some good damage back on him there.
Bring it on.
He likes to harass with auto attacks, so that's good for me. Because Jax is really good against auto attackers.
Bring it on.
So we got some good bursts on him there. And hopefully we can just keep doing that. Jax's abilities, his Q is basically just a leap. It leaps to the enemy and does damage. His W basically enhances your next auto attack to make it do bonus magic damage. His E, Counter Strike, it dodges incoming auto attacks for the duration that you're spinning your weapon in the air. And then at the end it does damage based on how many auto attacks that you dodged, and stuns the enemy. That silence is going to be really annoying. Alright, so we were able to get out of there without wasting flash, which is good. But going up against Nautilus jungle is going to be really frustrating, because the CC combined between both of these champions is going to be kind of ridiculous.
Here's to you, kid.
So I use a lot of abilities to farm under tower right now, because I don't do a lot of damage. But back to his abilities. His ultimate is basically just a defensive steroid. It gives you bonus armor and magic resist. And it also, its passive ability is it makes every third attack you do bonus damage, kind of like what your W does. So the way you burst with Jax is you combine those two to do a lot of damage. And since it's magic damage, that's what makes him such a good champion, is because you can't really build defense against Jax because he does so much AD and so much magic damage.
Surprise!
Important thing to do when playing against Cho is you want to like watch his body language to see when he's going to put his rupture on the ground so you can dodge it. It's really hard to do, but that's just what you got to try and do to avoid being CC'd. Because if he does that and the jungler comes in and gets a good gank on you, it's pretty rough.
Who's next?
So I was afraid Nautilus might be there because he did turn on me even though he was losing that fight.
Ready for
And
battle.
so I didn't want to get hit by that and then get CC'd by Nautilus because that would have been scary. So that's why I used Flash there. We're just going to continue to farm under tower.
Let me at him.
Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Oh well. I don't have very much mana, but...
Now it's my turn.
Alright, so we weren't able to reach him that there. I just didn't have enough mana for that gank. But I couldn't really type that out to Nunu in time, so...
Bring it on.
So we're just going to kind of push this out a little bit because we need to go back since we're low on mana. And we're going to need more items to be able to deal with Cho'Gath.
It's on.
So we're just going to try and push this out as much as we
An
can.
ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill. An enemy
Ready
has
for
been
battle.
slain. An ally has been slain.
So we pushed it out. Now we're going to go back, get some items, try and deal with this Cho'Gath. He has a lot of AP, so it looks like he's going to be going AP. So we might just go ahead and get Merc Treads. But I'm just going to go ahead and get Dorns. And a ward. And some more potions to deal with this harass.
Let me at him.
Alright, so on Jax I like to max W first in lane and power. The one that basically just makes you do more damage with your auto attacks. It's really nice to have just for the burst damage. Second, I like to max Counter-Strike just to decrease the cooldown so you can stun more often and you're more available to set up ganks and whatnot. And then Q, your Leap Strike, is basically used as a gap closer or an escape, and so it really does its job at level 1, so I like to max it last while getting, you know, the necessary points in your ultimate as soon as possible.
Here's to you, kid.
An enemy has been slain.
Surprise! I'm back.
An ally has been slain.
Let me at him.
That might get him, maybe not, I'm not sure. If I wouldn't have gotten stuck by those minions there, I definitely would have been able
Here's to you.
to get him. But I got stuck by the minions, which is unfortunate, but
An enemy has been
it happens.
slain.
Ready for battle.
Yeah, so getting stuck by those minions was unfortunate, but it's okay. So we used a lot of mana trying to kill him there, and that's going to put us at a disadvantage when he gets back because we're going to be low on mana. But hopefully we can just deal with it and then farm. Keep having to do that to not miss CS2, which is wasting mana.
Let me at him.
Yeah, as Jackson lane, as long as you farm and don't die, you win your lane because there's not very many champions that are better late game than Jax. So as long as you just keep your farm up and don't get denied, then you're doing good as Jax.
Ready for battle.
So Arya tried to come up and game me there, but ward coverage OP. So we're gonna go back and get Merc Treads to reduce the silence duration on Cho'Gath and stuff like that. We're winning by 13 farms, so we're doing really good there.
Double kill.
And our AD got a double kill right there, so that's good. I'm pretty sure yeah, our mid is doing pretty decent. Our AD's getting fed, so this game shouldn't be too bad. Usually what I like to get first in lane is, after Dorns and Boots, is Hextech Gunblade, because Bilgewater Cutlass is such an amazing laning item. Because it gives lifesteal, it gives spell vamp, and it has a active ability where you can cast it and slow someone so they can't escape you as easily. And that's really nice to have because once you leap towards someone, you can't really get back to them until your leap is up. So if you slow them with that item, then you can catch up really well. So I'm just gonna let him push this back to me,
At him.
and he's probably gonna leave. Yeah. So we're just gonna go back here and get these. So I know he's waiting in that bush. Yeah. Oh. That minion got taken down really fast.
Here's to you, kid. Ready.
Alright, so we got some good harass out on there, and we didn't use all our mana. So we're just gonna accept that advantage and then just go back to farming, knowing that he can't come and farm as well.
Surprise.
I did not mean to flash there. Oh, but we got him. Where's Hook landed?
Bring it on.
That was really, really good by Kennen.
An ally has been slain.
I don't have the mana to finish that.
Ready for battle.
It would have been nice, but yeah, I just don't have the mana to do it.
Let me
So I don't think Arya can do anything to us right now, which is really good. And we can last it under our tower pretty effectively now because we have enough AD. So that exchange worked out really well.
bring it on.
So now we can just go back and get some items and we'll be good to go. So I'm definitely going to look to get this because as soon as I have this and I can slow Cho'Gath that much, I will definitely be able to kill him whenever I want.
Rampage.
Shoutouts to Knight and you for doing so good this game. He's a fellow double buff guy, so yep. Shout out to him for doing good this game.
Kid.
Alright, so we're just gonna go back to lane. Our flash and igniter down, so we won't be able to probably kill him until those are back up. But if we get the chance to go on him and harass, we should be okay.
Let me at
He
him.
might have his summoner spells back up. I'm not sure if he used them on Kennen or not, so we'll just have to wait and see. And the good thing about Jax is how he's constantly pushing me into tower. I don't really mind it too much because I can last hit under tower so
Ready
effectively.
for battle.
Yep, see I didn't miss any of those. So
Bring it on.
that's really good. Jax is really good at farming under tower. That's an important thing to know about him. Like, don't be afraid to let the lane push to you. It's not a big deal if it does.
Surprise.
Alright, so we know that his CC is down, so if he comes in close, we can go on him here.
Surprise. I'm back.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and throw our ward down. Just because it's Nautilus, I'm being really adamant about my wards because Nautilus CC is just pretty heavy, hard to deal with. Just gotta make sure you pay attention to your jungler. Pay attention to the enemy jungler so you know how important wards are. They're always important, but sometimes they're more important than others.
An ally has been slain.
So we're just gonna sit here and keep farming because, like I said, a farm Jax is a good Jax. So as long as I sit here and farm, then I'm doing a-okay. I don't need to kill Cho'Gath. See, a lot of people think in lane they need to get kills to be effective late game, but you really don't. Like, as long as you win and farm and you're more effective than their top laner, you're doing more than you need to do in your game. Like, you're exceeding expectations. And that's all you really need to do. And see, Cho'Gath can't farm because he knows that if he gets too close, I can kill him. So I'm just sitting here being able to beat him and farm as much as I want.
It's on.
Oh, going to push this a little bit since he's not right here. Make him lose some CS to his tower. A good thing to do in your top lane is if you're on the side I'm on, it's good to go and take the enemy's golems like I'm doing now. And if you're on this side right here, it's good to take your own golems. Just because it gives you that extra CS and extra gold that the other person's not getting because they don't have these same golems to take.
Ready for battle.
Alright, so he took more damage than he did onto me, so that was pretty effective all around. I think Nautilus might be near, so I'm going to play kind of cautious. Yeah, he keeps using his abilities and pushing, so it's perfectly fine with me. I'm happy CSing.
Ready for battle.
So we see Nautilus mid, so we can look to be aggressive and farm here. We don't have to worry about being ganked right now.
Ready for battle.
An enemy has been slain.
So we did a nice chunk of damage.
Bring it on. It's on.
Go ahead and use another health pot since we got him.
Here's to you, kid.
Unstoppable. Shut down.
Let me at him.
Yeah, I took a tower shot there. It was probably not the best idea, but we're just going to sit here and keep harassing him and poking him like that.
It's
Because we know Nautilus isn't really a threat right now, so it's okay. He's also almost out of mana, so we know that he really can't kill us, even if he wanted to. So we can just sit here and not be afraid to
Now
farm.
it's my turn.
Nautilus probably going to be here soon, so I'm going to go ahead and go back. And I just pushed it up this far, just so I know that by the time I get back, it won't be all the way back to my tower yet. Which is the overall goal. So we're going to get a ward. Get one of these.
Surprise! I'm back.
2 levels ahead, why no trades? He has a lot of CC, he can silence me and get away, and also he has Nautilus, and if Nautilus just so happened to be in the bush at lane or something like that, and I got caught off, I would be pretty screwed. Cho'Gath is just also hard to kill in general. I'm harassing him as much as I can, but until he's out of tower range, there's nothing I can really do. So I'm just looking for the opportune moment to be able to trade with him. And like I said, as long as you win and farm, you're winning. So I'm sitting here denying and farm. I don't have to get kills.
Bring it
So a lot of people
on.
think in top lane you have to get kills, but you don't. You just have to win and farm and impact the game more than the enemy top, and you're doing your job. And so that's what I'm doing right now.
Surprise!
Farming, so he can't.
Back.
An enemy has been slain.
Like I said, I look to trade with him when I can, but he sits back and waits for me to push this up, and that's fine. You know, he's not dying, but he's also not farming. So that's the trade-off there. Is he's sitting back so I can't kill him. So yeah, oh, I don't get any kills, but I dominate him and farm. So as long as he doesn't roam and get any kills, then we're good. Because see, he just sits here and waits. So now I go take his golems and just beat him and farm. I have 151 right now. He has 117. So I just have a huge, huge, huge advantage right now. But if he ever gets to the point where he's past halfway in lane, I have my Bilgewater Cutlass
Shut down.
and all my gap closers, and I'll be able to trade with him.
Ready for battle.
Run, Kennen. Good job. I wasn't able to get both of those though.
Here's to you, kid.
So I can just sit here and freeze it, and I can get farm, and he can't.
Ready for battle. battle.
Also, a lot of times as top lane, it's really hard to get kills unless your jungler comes and helps. And Nunu's only come top once. And he came one other time, but I mean, I was like low health at my tower, so it wasn't really. He was just coming up here just to come up here.
Now it's my turn.
See, it would take me a really long time to kill him. So all I can do is deny him farm because he's Cho'Gath.
Got him.
Right, so it looks like most of my other lanes are winning pretty well.
Surprise! I'm back.
We got some good damage in there. And if he doesn't go back, we can just continually keep doing that, and eventually we'll be able to kill him.
Surprise! I'm back.
Just gonna keep it right about here. Manipulating minions is a big part of top lane. It's like you don't want the minions to come too far towards your tower, but you also don't want it to go too far towards there. So you just want to kind of last hit and then do what I just did there, how the minions were attacking me, and I just kind of walked them back as far as I could to where my tower wouldn't hit them.
An enemy has been slain.
It's a really important factor of not just top lane, but League of Legends in general.
Triple kill.
Alright, yes, my AD is doing good. Like I said, if we just keep farming and the rest of my team wins, then we'll easily win the game. That's all you have to do. Just impact the game more than your
Surprise!
lane opponent.
I'm back.
Alright, so now that the game's going pretty long, I'm going to try and take this tower whenever I can. And I don't know where Cho'Gath is. So, we're just going to take this tower and hope for the best. Alright, so he's bottom, so we can continually push this. No problem.
Has destroyed a turret.
As long as he's down there, we can just split push. And that's gold for me, gold for my team. And we get closer to their inhibitor. So I have no problem with Cho'Gath not being up here. I could do this all day. And the reason I counter strike when I do this is so I can just get some damage on the minions, make it easier. Jax is the master of taking towers, by the way. Besides like Twisted Fate or something like that.
Bring it on.
See, I just took 1.5 towers because Cho'Gath decided to leave. Just gonna go ahead and flash over the wall here.
Unstoppable.
Oh no! Don't do it, Cho'Gath. Wish I had a ward right now so I could jump to it, but... he put it too far ahead. So it looks like I'll be okay. Oh, they might die. Ah, he consumed me. Oh well. So I didn't have a ward right there to be able to jump to, but I'm winning by 49 farm. I got a tower and a half. Everything's good. Yeah, I agree that I should have stunned and counter strike before that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a Sheen just so I can burst, do a little bit more burst damage, and I'll buy 2 wards so I can place one in my lane and then also have one to jump to if I need. Seems like a good idea at this point after that.
Unstoppable.
Now at least my team got both of those kills, so it wasn't a waste. We got a tower and a half, and then 1 death and 2 kills. So I would say that's worth it. So like I said, I like to hit Gunblade first because it gives Spell Vamp, it gives Lifesteal, it has an active effect that slows your opponent, and it also does damage. And so it's just a really good item in lane. It's good for sustain. It's good for keeping the gap between you and your opponent closed. Some people like to go Trinity Force first, which is okay as well. This is just my preference. I just think the stats that this gives you and the active effect it gives you is a lot better than what Trinity Force gives. But I will get Trinity Force next. I could get GA next, but I'm not going to. Also, right now, my team is on the verge of a team fight right now in mid. And I'm not going to go because I know that my team is fed enough to where they don't necessarily need me. So I can continue to split push and we'll overall get more out of it. As long as, since my team is fed and they can win the team fight without me. But I don't have any wards, so I'm going to be careful.
Surprise!
And I think I'm going to do a little bit of roaming now. Maybe go check their red buff, something like that. Because I don't want to get caught out by Nautilus again. See if their red's up.
Ready.
Nautilus. Alright, I can't kill both of these guys.
Here's to you, kid.
But I can keep them off the red, and now that Kennen's here, should be able to take the red, because I don't think Cho'Gath could take me and Kennen.
Who's next?
Alright, so I took the red buff, and I'm happy to just go ahead and take that and get out.
Bring
A lot of the reasons people lose games and they don't know why is greed. You never want to be greedy in this game. You're like, if any way you come out ahead, and you should accept that and leave. Like right now, me taking these raids is me coming out ahead. So if that's all I did right there and I left, that would be successful. You don't ever want to try and do more than you have to. So Ari might go on Kennen. Steal and CS. Alright. Might be able to get in here and probably could have went in on Nautilus right there, but I decided not to because there's 3 of them, and 1 for 1 with me is probably not a good idea. But it looks like they agreed to surrender, so I didn't have to do much to that game, but I shut down the Cho'Gath and he wasn't able to do anything, and you know, that's an effective thing in top lane. Is as long as you benefit your team more than the enemy top lane does, then you know that was successful. So since the game didn't go as long as it normally would, I'm going to go ahead and explain, you know, what the final items would be and stuff like that. So I was working towards my Trinity Force. I would have finished that next. I probably would have gone Guardian Angel after that. Those are the 3 core items on Jax. If you don't win lane as hard as I did in CS, it's sometimes good to get a Heart of Gold in lane. And then later you would turn that into a Randuin's Omen, and then you would also get Maw of Malmortius, probably something like that, just to reduce AP damage at the very end. That's a good item on Jax. And that would have been full build. Once you get to that point, Jax is one of the champions that can solo Baron. But anyways, sorry I couldn't show you the full effectiveness of Jax in that game, but like I said, that's how you do your job in lane. In team fights, basically, since we didn't get to do a lot of those, your job is you're an anti-carry. You want to use your counter-strike, jump on the enemy carry, stun them, and lock them down, and do your burst on them. And Jax is good at that because of his Leap Strike. So like I said, thanks for watching, and feel free to check this video out on YouTube or at www.doublebuff.net. You can leave feedback on the Double Buff forums when I post the video on there, or you can leave the feedback in the YouTube comments below. I may have already said this, but remember to like and subscribe if you like the videos, and check back every Monday and Friday for more videos, and I'll see you guys next time.